Hello everyone, my name is Katarinas Beerthusen, but everybody calls me Rennie because I don't think anybody knows how to say or spell my name. But anyways, this is my first video on YouTube. Because of the situation right now, I thought the best way to reach out there with my artwork was to start a YouTube channel and share what I know. I'm going to start off with drawing lessons to teach you how to draw 101% better and use shapes instead of just trying to draw what you think you see. I'll show you how I use my shapes. My favorite one is the square. You'll find your own, and that's where we're going to start. And I hope you enjoy yourself. First rule is to enjoy yourself. This is not a competition, okay? And if it was, you're only competing against yourself, and you'll win every time. So just relax, have fun with this, and you will. And you'll pick up things very quickly, and you'll enjoy having a pencil in your hand. But anyways, I don't want to waste too much of your time because I don't have nobody to talk to here, so I won't ramble on. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to you guys, popping in every so often to see what I'm doing, and I'll answer any questions that you have for sure. And you look after yourself and you look after your family. That's all that matters now. And have fun with your art. Let's learn something new and enjoy yourselves. Bye for now. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly, so I'm not wasting too much time. Okay, we're going to start with the circle. Basic shapes. The oval, square, excuse my drawing, rectangle, triangle, straight line, wiggly line. That's basically our 5 shapes. I don't know if you can see that. Straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shapes. This is actually 2 circles, so we have got 1 circle. This is actually 2 squares. Triangle, straight line, wiggly line. That's all we need to know how to manipulate. Let's get rid of these 2 because there's a straight line in here and there's curved line in there. So we know what line is. So we got to concentrate on that. So we look at the circle. If I asked you what that was, you'd say a circle, and that's all you could possibly say. That was a circle. If that was a white ball, I could put it on the floor, I could put it on the walls, I could put it on the ceiling. And no matter where I looked at it, in what direction, it'll always look like a white ball. No matter whether I spin this upside down, spin it this way, spin it that way, it'll always be a white ball. A box, as soon as I spin it, I'm going to see side, it's going to change shape. That, as soon as I spin it, it's going to change shape. Okay? So, what's the most important? Obviously, it has to be the circle. Why? Because that's the only one we really have to manipulate in order to figure out what it was, and the only way we can do that is with values. Okay, so change the values, maybe add a line, and then you might start to think that that's an apple or an orange or along those lines. Okay, so you need value. This is the only thing I ever talk about is value, because that's the most important element in art, is value. Why do I say that? Is because I've seen some graphite artists do a picture and I'd swear it was a black and white photograph. So it didn't take me long to realize that that's where realism comes from. Values, they say they're about 9, 12 shades of values. In Mother Nature, if you go from black to white, there's thousands in there. Our eye won't pick it up. They say we need 3 for a good painting. For realism, you're going to have to bring it up quite a few different values. Then you'll get realism like you do a black and white photograph. So circle is the most important shape to be able to manipulate, and value, and you can only manipulate it with value. Okay, so what shape do I like the best? Well, I like squares. I use squares. Reason being is because with the square I can put a perfect circle in there if I wanted to. Okay, in my square. Why else do I like that? Because is for measurements. Let's say I have 2 objects like that, and I asked you how far away is this object. Well, if I was to ask you how far away, I can measure from any point to here, up there. If I ask you how far this ball how far away it is from this object, well, you can't start that point there. You'll be wrong. Where can you start it? Well, from obviously the most farthest point. Now, how do you find that? People, well, they tell you to run a straight line wherever it meets. That's the farthest point. Well, I've already run a straight line with my box. Why am I doing that with my circle? Okay, because that's the only way I'd be able to measure it. That this from down here, that it's this far. It's by running that straight line. If it was a circle on its own, I best get that right in the middle of the ball and come out here and tell you that's that distance away. So that's very critical. That's very critical, because like I said, if I'm looking for a ball here, I'll put the square here, then I'll put my ball inside, and I got the same thing you got, but I got the exact distance, and regardless of where I measured it from. Okay, there's one of the reasons I like a square. Another reason I like a square is because you can manipulate things, and that's what this is all about. If I wanted to make a bear, I'll go like this, straight on, give him a little face, I give him a little eye, give him a little there we go. That's a pretty simple bear. They're looking straight at you. Well, if I was to put that box here, and put the box over here, do the same thing, put an eye here, an eye there, well, now I got a bear looking that way. I even had the box that's foreshortened, but I have a bear looking that way. Look, put a box like this. I got him looking to the side, looking straight at me. Well, that'd be the same thing, obviously, if I was to put the box over here. Okay, and his eye in there, and ear over there, and ear over there. Now he's looking that way, and turn right around, so he's looking this way. So I've turned them from one side to the other side just by playing around with this box. Okay, and with this box I have the side of the head, and it tells me how much I have to foreshorten. And foreshortening you'll have to learn on your own. I'm not teaching that, I'm just teaching you how to draw. And then when I have that box, I can put the nose anywhere. Here, 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 that box to the other. Even outside the box if I wanted to, if it has a longer snout. If the animal is, you know, with a bigger snout like that, you can bring it away from the box. I'll show you one where we actually do that. Let's say I go like this. Well, let's say I'm going to start with that. If I was to ask people what that is, they'll say a box. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. That is a box. But to me, when I look at it, that's an animal. Any animal, whether it's a rhino, giraffe, bear, I don't care what it is. That's a animal's body. Okay, because if I was to put a head up here, let's say put that there, join that point, and say this point. I have a dog or a bear, whatever I want to make there. Okay, just like that. That's how fast that was. Looking that way. and I control the way it looks just by changing the box up there. If I wanted to make a rectangle, well, I'll have to keep the rectangle, 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 rectangle. Look at the body here. See what direction the rectangle, rectangle. Another one. Put another rectangle there, one down below. Catch both of those rectangles. Cut it off. Put a tail on them. We got ourselves a dog. Just to adjust the size, put the chest on them, shade it in where it has to be shaded in, and we got ourselves a dog. Round the shoulders after, you know, around the back end, we got a dog that way. If we wanted it from the side, it'd just be from the side. Like that. And we got our dog. Like that. Now that's just a box. Okay? And triangles, basically. Because that's going on a triangle, that's a box, and that's a box, you know. Triangle for the ear, you know. Triangle for the nose. And then you just work. And then what comes into play after I quickly put a dog like that is this. Why? Because now we have to put value in it. To make this look like a muscle, to make this look like a cheek. Round in here, you know. Round body. You're going to have to darken it up down below here to start making that look like a dog. Okay, so that's how easy that is. Made a long body like that, we can come up here and, you know, with the, start making a giraffe. Same thing. And that there, I only got a square. Okay, now we'll manipulate that, and I'll put his chest here now. Okay, so how wide is this chest? Well, let's say it could be out here. No, it's this wide. Okay, how long is the body? Well, let's say it's over there. I can make it as long as I want. Put a wiener dog here if I want, a wiener giraffe. But I make the body as long as I want, then I put the legs in. Okay? And that's how you manipulate those shapes. And it's only the boxes. And as you notice, the boxes disappear after you start shading in your ball. All this disappears. And now you're just left with your picture. And these are two dogs very quickly, you know. And I can make the chest as wide as I want. You just cut off the corner here, you get rid of that corner, and where maybe he has a wide chest and comes right to that corner, because you can make your box like that, cut it in half. Okay, and then when you make your box up here, everything goes to that, basically. Like that. And this corner is taken out of there. And this body is left here. You fill it in. That could be a bear, you know, like I said, that could be a rhino. I just make his body bigger, like a giraffe. I make it longer legs, just use, you know, rectangles. And then fill in the shape if it needs a round in here, if it comes around, or if it's got a big belly. Then you start filling in the shapes, you know, the big chest. But what you want is proportions are right, the length is right, distance is right, because you can turn this thing so that, you know, you're pretty well looking down on the animal, like that, when you put that together. Now I'm looking down. Now I'm looking to the side. If I know my eye level, I can be, the box would be up here, and I'd be looking down below of the dog, in the belly area, or down below here, but that's eye level. You got to learn what eye level is. So yeah, and that's how easy it is to draw. So I hope you don't feel ripped off or anything like that. But you know, because that's how easy it is. But that's how actually easy it is. And I'll use a box. I'll use lines. Let's say I have a, let's say a bear like that. He has an eye here and an eye here. And let's say his nose is over here. Okay, and that's a photograph. And I want to now draw this photograph out on my paper. Well, I would pick critical points. A lot of times it's the outside, or the eye is always a good spot. Let's say the eye there, and I run a line on right through there. So the eye is on this side of the line, the nose is on that side of the line. So when I get to my my painting, I decide, okay, how big do I want that head to be? Well, I only want it to be maybe half the size of the painting, so I would bring my lines straight down and straight down. Okay, now where's his eye? Well, I know his eye is on that side of the line. And the other eye is on that side of the line, and when I looked at it to see if it was straight across, it was, so this is straight across. So all I have to do is, because I made this bigger, is make the eyes bigger. Okay? So then I look at the nose. Well, where's the nose? Well, the nose, if I was to look at, let's say, my picture, the photograph that I'm trying to copy, if I was to cut that square in half, and I say, okay, I'll do that to mine then, I'll cut it in half, and his nose is right in here somewhere. Okay, which is right, it's got to be on this side of the line, which it is, and it's this side of the line, so as long as I make the nose proportion, if I'm going to, want double the size of this head, well, then I have to double the size of the eye. Same thing with that. If I want to double the size of this head, I'll double the size of the nose. Okay, but with just two straight lines coming to two critical points, and one across the middle, something that I can draw out very quickly, even, like roughly, you could almost judge. It's pretty hard to judge. Tell me what the half of that circle is, and you'd be struggling, but for you to visually look to see the distance here and say, okay, that's half, that's a lot easier. So that's why I draw with squares. I'll just find a now whether there's, let's say his cheeks are like that, and I decide, okay, I'm going to put my line there on this cheek and on this cheek, and maybe one down the center and one this way. Now, what do I see in these points? If I see an eye in this corner and another eye in this corner, that's where you put it. So just by using straight lines, you can draw anything. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. Please look after yourselves and your loved ones, and I hope you can join me in the next one. I'm going to do a few more drawing ones, and then some pastel and some still life. I'm going to try to cover it all. Teach you as much as I know. Bye for now. Hope you had some fun with this, or you're going to have fun with this. Take care.